Every time Jim Carrey appeared on any live TV show, Hollywood hated him because he always had something against them. Now, this guy has literally risked his entire career when it comes to spilling Hollywood's dirty secrets, from showing an Illuminati sign on live television to getting cloned by the industry. At least, that's what many people think after his recent Caesar Awards appearance. This clip literally hit the internet, and within hours, millions of people were saying the same thing. That does not look like Jim Carrey. His face looks different, his voice sounds different, even his eyes look different, and the internet completely lost it.
Merci de faire une ovation à l'un des plus grands acteurs du monde, Monsieur Jim Carrey!
But here's what I want to know. Forget the clone theories for a second. Forget the plastic surgery debate. Because the real question, the one nobody is asking, is this. What did Jim Carrey say about Hollywood that was so dangerous that they may have had to shut him up? That's what this video is about. And I promise you, by the end of this, you're going to see Jim Carrey in a completely different way. Now, I'm not going to go much deeper into who I am, as everyone knows who this guy is, so let's respect everyone's time, and let's get into this video. When nobody calls Hollywood fake, nobody cares. When Jim Carrey does it, and keeps doing it for 10 years straight, that's a problem. And now, suddenly, he goes almost completely dark, and the next time we see him, he looks like a different person. So let's go back to the beginning, and you can decide for yourself what's really going on. Let's start with the 2022 Oscars. You remember what happened. Will Smith walked up on stage and slapped Chris Rock in front of the entire world. And then, minutes later, the same room gave him a standing ovation when he won Best Actor. Most celebrities kept their mouths shut, not Jim Carrey. He went on CBS Mornings with Gayle King and called Hollywood, and I want you to hear this word, spineless. Spineless en masse. He said he was sickened, not primarily by Smith, but by an entire room full of powerful people who rose to their feet and applauded a man who just assaulted someone on a live broadcast. The YouTube clip of that moment got over 16 million views.
Sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Then, in a separate AP interview that same week, Carrey went even further. He said this wasn't just about one slap. He said Hollywood was giving people permission, actual permission, to act out violently whenever they don't like what they hear.
I see it as a larger issue, and it's an issue of the boundaries being broken, boundaries and allowances and permissiveness to certain behaviors, and the fact is that license is being given to people to act out violently when they don't like what they hear, and it just shouldn't be.
Now let's rewind even further, to the 73rd Golden Globes in 2016. Jim Carrey is on stage to present an award. And instead of doing the normal celebrity thing, this guy literally starts dismantling the entire event while still in the room, in front of the people who run it. He calls himself a 2-time Golden Globe winner who dreams of becoming a 3-time winner. Because then, he says that he would finally be enough. And then he calls that whole pursuit, the chasing of trophies and validation, a terrible search. A search for something that, deep down, will never actually satisfy you.
When I go to sleep at night, I'm not just a guy going to sleep. I'm 2-time Golden Globe winner Jim Carrey going to get some well-needed shut-eye. And when I dream, I don't just dream any old dream. No, sir. I dream about being 3-time Golden Globe winning actor Jim Carrey. Because then I would be enough. It would finally be true. And I could stop this terrible search for what I know ultimately won't fulfill me. But these are important, these awards.
The entire room of people got awkward, but the camera caught something interesting. Denzel Washington, one of the most respected actors alive, is sitting there with this quiet, knowing smile on his face, like he understood exactly what Carrey was actually saying, while everyone else was just waiting for the punchline. Now, if the Golden Globe speech had you wondering, this next one will make your jaw drop. September 2017, Harper's Bazaar Icons Party, New York Fashion Week. Every celebrity in the building is dressed up, smiling, working the room. Cameras everywhere. It's one of those events that Hollywood treats like it's sacred. Jim Carrey walks up to the E! News camera, and he tells the reporter, completely calmly, that he came to this party because it was the most meaningless event he could find to attend. He then looks down the lens and says that celebrating icons is the lowest possible aim a human being could reach for.
Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe in
icons, boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha! Yeah. You shut it down now. Yeah, no, I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality.
Then he breaks into a James Brown impression and walks away. Think about what just happened. A man worth hundreds of millions of dollars showed up to one of Hollywood's most exclusive events, specifically to tell everyone it was worthless, on camera, and then left. That's not a breakdown, that's a statement. Of course, after that red carpet moment, the press went into overdrive. People were saying Jim Carrey was having a public meltdown, that he'd lost it, that Hollywood had broken him. So he sat down at the Toronto Film Festival, where he was promoting a documentary called Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, and he explained himself, calmly, clearly, like someone who had thought about this for years. He said it wasn't a breakdown. He called it an existential experiment. He talked about spending decades going deep into other characters and slowly realizing that his own identity, the Jim Carrey that the world knew, was a thin layer, a performance. He said he got famous in order to let go of fame. That fame was the lesson, not the destination.
I believe that I had to become a famous, idea.
Yeah.
And get all the stuff that people dream about, and accomplish a bunch of things that that look like success in order to give up my attachment to those things. It's been part of the evolution of ego is to spend your first half of your life acquiring and adding, thinking you can add to yourself, and it looks great. I mean, it looks great when you got a cool car and you got nice clothes, and and you're and you've done something that people admire, but it can never fulfill you. You can never be happy. You know what I mean? It's not where happiness comes from.
And here's the thing: a breakdown you can explain away. You can say someone snapped, they were going through something, they needed help. But a completely clear-headed man in full control, saying, none of this matters and I figured out why, that's a much harder thing for Hollywood to deal with. That same year, in a Hollywood Reporter interview, Carrey said it as plainly as you can say something. He didn't want to be in the business anymore. The interviewer asked him what he would do if he woke up tomorrow and nobody recognized him. And he said he'd do exactly what he already does. Walk his dog, say hello to people, go about his day. Because fame was never the thing he was after.
I dropped the whole trying to be something for somebody a long time ago. So I pretty much walk through the world, except when I want to be funny or I want to do something outrageous, kind of tip the boat. I don't have any trouble being myself, and I don't have any trouble saying no when I mean no. When I don't feel there is a pressing responsibility to please everyone. I'm not unkind to people.
No.
I love people. I would much prefer saying hello and who are you and what are you doing today than giving a selfie, because selfies stop the world. They stop life. You then go like that, and it's going on Instagram to give people a false sense of relevance.
At this point, he's not just saying Hollywood is broken in interviews, he's living like it's broken. He's turning down roles, he's painting, he's stepping back from the machine entirely. Fast forward to 2022, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 press tour. Jim Carrey is doing interviews again, and he drops what might be the most un-Hollywood sentence ever said by a Hollywood star. He tells Access Hollywood he's fairly serious about retiring, that he'd only come back for a script written in gold ink by angels. And then, unprompted, he says this: "I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough."
Lovely thing. Well, I'm retiring, but
No.
yeah, probably.
Are you being serious or are you screwing with me?
I'm being fairly serious. Yeah.
Really? Why?
It depends. It depends if the angels bring some sort of script that's written in gold ink that says to me that it's going to be really important for people to see. I might continue down the road, but I'm taking a break. Yeah.
Well, we need to.
I really like my quiet life, and I really love putting paint on canvas, and I really love my spiritual life, and I feel like, and this is something you might never hear another celebrity say as long as time exists, I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough.
Now just think about that for 1 second. Hollywood runs on the opposite of that sentence. Hollywood runs on, you need more. You need to be more. You need the next role, the next award, the next headline. And here's Jim Carrey saying, in front of everyone, I'm good, I'm done. He did come back for Sonic 3 in 2024, and he was honest about it. He said his gold ink line might have been hyperbole, and admitted with a laugh, "I bought a lot of stuff, and I need the money, frankly."
You've said in a past interview that you will come back if you get a script written in gold ink by angels. Is this the script?
That might have been hyperbole, but yeah. I came back to this universe because, first of all, I get to play a genius, which is a bit of a stretch. It's just, I bought a lot of stuff and I need the money, frankly. Yeah.
At the Sonic 3 premiere, he said stepping away gave him a new appreciation for the work, but also that he values getting out of people's faces, rather than always being front and center.
I think whenever you step away from something, even if it's something you love, you get a new appreciation for it. So I do value the rest, and I also value getting out of people's faces, you know what I mean?
Now I want to take you back to where all of this really started, because Jim Carrey's relationship with fame, success, and the entertainment industry didn't come from nowhere. It came from watching his father. In his 2014 commencement address, Carrey told the story of Percy Carrey, his dad, a man who was a genuinely gifted comedian and saxophone player, but who chose the safe option. He became an accountant. He played by the rules. He did what was expected. And then he got laid off anyway, and the family lost everything. Carrey's conclusion from that, the thing that shaped his entire life, was this: you can fail at what you don't want, so you may as well take a chance on what you love.
My father could have been a great comedian, but he didn't believe that that was possible for him. And so he made a conservative choice. Instead, he got a safe job as an accountant. And when I was 12 years old, he was let go from that safe job, and our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned many great lessons from my father, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want. So you might as well take a chance on doing what you love.
And then, 12 years later, accepting his honorary César Award in 2026, he pays tribute to his father again. He calls him the funniest man I have ever known, and credits him with teaching him the value of love, generosity, and laughter. So where is Jim Carrey now? No new acting roles since Sonic 3. He's almost completely disappeared from public life. In November 2025, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Los Angeles, and he reunited on stage with Taylor Momsen, his Grinch co-star from 25 years ago.
To induct Soundgarden into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Jim Carrey.
He's reported to have an estimated $300 million fortune. He's turned down multi-million-dollar roles. He paints. He lives privately. By every measure, this is a man who successfully walked away from Hollywood on his own terms. And then, February 2026, the César clip drops. His representative responded to the speculation about his appearance. The César Awards organization responded too. They said it was him. They said everything was fine. But here's what you now know that you didn't know at the start of this video. Now I want to know what you think. Do you think that was really Jim Carrey at the Césars? Because I heard a lot of people say it's just a conspiracy. Do you think something happened to him? Or do you think this is just what it looks like when a man actually escapes the machine?